So the iQOO 10 Pro, this phone brand, in my opinion, is slowly replacing OnePlus in terms of interest and excitement. And although the 10 Pro isn't some crazy leap forward in smartphone tech, it still feels exciting, it still feels fresh, and obviously it's better than last year, mostly. So we have the same price tag as before, around $829 on AliExpress, link in the description, and for that we get all the premium flagship specs. My version has 12 gigs of RAM and you can hit as high as 512 gigs of storage, and yes, it can run Google Play services. But the most interesting spec to me comes not from the phone itself, but from this, the 200-watt charging brick that comes in the box and will charge from 0 to 100% in 10 minutes, which is amazing, but how much faster do we need charging at this point, really? Do you, as consumers, care about getting your phone charged in 10 minutes? Let me know in the comments. I will say, it's pretty cool seeing the numbers go up that fast, and you don't have to ever worry about leaving the house with low battery again, and naturally, we get 50-watt wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a future video. So they've also slightly changed the camera setup, replacing the 60mm telephoto lens with a 69mm, meaning you'll get 3 times optical zoom instead of 2.5, which was one of the things I didn't like about the 9 Pro last year. You just couldn't get close enough, so that extra range this year does make a notable difference. Plus, this telephoto lens comes with optical image stabilization, which is awesome. And the update to the telephoto lens pretty much completes this camera system. The main and ultra-wide sensors are the same as last year, but altogether it's now a nice, balanced, useful and reliable camera system. The main sensor shoots really well and much better than a lot of competing high-end Android phones. The exposure is great, the details are superior, and I would say the color profile overall just has a real pop to it, and the same goes for the ultra-wide. We do also have 8K video recording and it does look super sharp, although you are going to want to keep the camera still because these phones just aren't ready yet for making this kind of resolution footage look smooth. So, great cameras and insane fast charging, but now let's talk about a change that is not so good. And that's the build on this phone. This year's device looks pretty much exactly the same to last year's, but if we look a little closer, we have lost out on a few things. One is any form of IP rating. Last year there was at least splash and dust resistance, but this year iQOO have stayed completely quiet on their website, although there is a little protection around the SIM tray, so that's something. Another thing is the level of drop protection. Last year's 9 Pro had Panda Glass protection on the front panel, but this year, again, there is no mention of the glass rating. Luckily, you do get a free screen protector pre-installed out of the box, as well as an included case that mimics the style of the phone. Talking of the screen, we do have a slight update there too. The refresh rate is 120Hz, but it's been updated to a LTPO3 panel, which of course allows the screen to fluctuate between lower and higher refresh rates depending on the content on the screen to save battery. The display is a 6.78-inch Quad HD panel made by Samsung. It's extremely high quality as you'd expect, gets super bright outside at 1500 nits, and also has a newly inbuilt DC dimming feature to help reduce eye strain. The 10 Pro also has the best fingerprint scanner in the industry. It's an ultrasonic under-display sensor, and to register your fingerprint takes just a single press of the display. The size of the fingerprint area is adjustable, so you'll never misplace your finger again. It's also super fast to unlock and has a nice haptic touch when you press it. You can also make the unlocking experience interactive by quick opening apps from the lock screen, and of course this is all customizable. And finally, you can change the fingerprint animation. So there you go, the best fingerprint sensor in the industry. Next, let's take a look at performance, and we are seriously locked and loaded here with enough RAM, storage speed, and raw performance for any hardcore user. The phone feels super fluid in everyday use, no problems there. In terms of gaming, you'll be able to turn up all the ultra settings in every game and combine those high-end frame rates with the best graphical quality. The 10 Pro didn't seem to have any problems on all the latest titles and stayed under 40 degrees the entire time during this back-to-back session. The IQOO also comes with stereo speakers at the top and bottom that sound pretty decent, not the loudest in the world, but enough quality to see you through. There's also a 16 megapixel selfie camera that takes okay selfies. Sometimes they looked a little soft, but overall they'll do. So this is what the selfie video looks like. Only 1080p, no 4K, which is another high-end expensive Android phone that cannot shoot in 4K. I have no idea what is going on this year. Got the new chip, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, still no 4K. Let me know down in the comments what you think about why these high-end Android phones can't shoot in 4K. I have no idea why. IQOO phones in mainland China run Origin OS, which I personally love, and the international version runs FunTouch OS, which is not really that interesting at all. On Origin OS, I love the design of the app icons on the home screen. The widgets especially have their own individual design language, and there are plenty of options just from the internal collection of IQOO widgets. The control center looks beautiful. It's clearly a little iPhone inspired, but I like the way they've dropped everything down to the bottom so you can toggle things on and off with just one hand. But the coolest little trick is these quick pop-up specific control centers, which one, look really cool, and two, give you some nice specific quick toggle options that could come in handy if you're a power user and want to jump between setups for a specific task, or if you simply want to change and customize a few things such as the wallpapers, animations, and color accents. Everything is really interactive and saves you deep diving into the menus, which is something I've really enjoyed playing around with. The only thing I don't like is the notification center, which is just one giant continuous white block. So if you do fancy trying out the Origin OS version that I have right here, I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy it. And if you're interested in something just a little cheaper, click the video on the left to check out my review on the brand new Oppo Reno 8 Pro. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on all those notifications so you don't miss another upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.